Hello everyone, I am Farah Felix and I am creating a tutorial now for an item sorter that will go underneath ilmango's gold and pigman or golden X pigman farm. Alright, so in ilmango's tutorial he said you can put an item sorter down here, and I actually went ahead and built one of these for a realm server, and I found a few things that I had to modify about it. A normal item sorter just to make everything work, and to use all of the resources that you gather from the pigman farm. So this farm gathers gold, it gathers the nuggets, the magma cream, the feathers, and raw chicken, and the rest of the items all get put into a furnace smelting system, when the rest of the items are just a gold swords at this point, because the zombie flesh is sorted out partway through the system, the sorting system in here. So this is just the standard simple sorting system, with the hoppers, comparators, redstone torches, and repeaters, and it just sorts out these items. It's pretty simple. There's another one back there for zombie flesh as well. And then we have the furnace smelting systems, and this one is not as... This is not the one I made. This is the one I actually use on a server. Alright, so all of this is centered underneath the middle pillar. So in ilmango's design, he has a trapdoor. So this is basically going to be where you would stand. I don't know why I can't use this ladder right now. There we go. So this is where the trapdoor comes up in his design. So it'll be another trapdoor. It will be right above my head at this point. And these are the 4 places that the pigmen fall down onto. So this would be, I believe, this hopper represents the block that the hopper minecart is pushed into, or the hopper minecart is, there's a block pushed into it, and it will draw the items down and around. As you saw down there, there's 2 separate sorting systems, so they're identical. They just I divided up into 2 because this farm is so efficient that it's not actually possible to sort out all of the items with one sorting system. It's just not fast enough. Also, the gold sword overload is ridiculous. So actually having a backup furnace system is necessary for each of the item sorters as well. So I'll show you what that means. So down here, this is one column here. Over here, this orange pillars are basically representing the 4 columns, and then there's one hidden back there. So these 2 columns are all brought into this sorting system with the furnaces, and then the column that's on the other side of this pillar with this one all get brought into this sorting system, and then eventually brings the swords over here. So let me show you the outside of this. This farm, fair warning before I turn around, uses a lot of hoppers. Also, I put droppers on top of as many of the hoppers as I could. Not all of them are done for this tutorial, but just putting droppers on top of hoppers will reduce lag, and that's really, really, really important in the pigman farm because there's already a lot of lag generated by the mob spawning, the XP that's swirling everywhere, and all of the items moving through the hoppers and the furnaces and everything. So, if I can fly, this is the extent of the whole system. So again, there are the 4 pillars. You'll see on the left is one sorting system, on the right is the second sorting system. The green is the actual sorting mechanics. So there's actually 3 different items being sorted out on there, and then it gets brought around the corner, and 3 different ones are over there. It looks a lot further spread out than it actually is on the inside. All the chests on the inside are all in a row, but then the same thing gets done over here. Also, all of the zombie flesh if I drop down here, all of the zombie flesh, and actually this huge long hopper chain, hopper and dropper chain over here, all gets brought over into this dropper. This dropper will be put on a clock that will essentially drop all of the zombie flesh that's collected, which actually can store a lot of zombie flesh just because there's so many hoppers around here. It drops all of the zombie flesh, so you could essentially throw all of the zombie flesh all down, set up a collection system with hoppers to collect the zombie flesh, and have maybe a villager down here, a cleric with a 36 zombie flesh trade that you can turn all the zombie flesh into emeralds. So this is a lossless system. It's completely efficient, even though emerald trades aren't very great for zombie flesh. You're still actually using all the zombie flesh. If you don't want to do that, you can simply do the same thing. And instead of dropping all of the items all the way down here, you can just set up a lava bucket up there and have all the items drop, the zombie flesh dropped into a lava bucket. That would also work. Alright, so let's actually look at one of these sorting systems. So if I go around back here, again, this is where the hopper minecart would be. Right underneath it, you'll push the items down into a, I believe it's 3 hoppers wide, back here behind the blue wool. Then you'll put all of that into this dropper. So 1, 2, 3 hoppers facing into a dropper. The dropper is, all the items will be pushed into the dropper and then immediately pushed down into the next chain. It's just a way of saving 5 pieces of iron and a chest. Alright, so all of the items will be pushed 3 along this way, and then turn the corner, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So there's 5 that go across this way. And I fell. Alright, so again, 3 hoppers going this way, and then into a dropper, 3 more this way, and then 5 going this way. Alright. Some of the extra space is because hoppers can get locked by active redstone, so you just have to avoid that. So the standard thing is next is to put the 3 hoppers underneath these 3 that are facing to the left. These hoppers just shouldn't be facing into anything, so they're just facing into the block that's in front of it, which then gets locked by the comparators. So the comparators go directly behind all of these, with the redstone there, drop down, redstone there. Underneath will be redstone repeaters facing into the blocks that are here. On the opposite side of these blocks will be redstone torches. So all that happens there is when an item gets pushed across here, it will be triggered by that comparator signal, which gets dropped down, redstone signal, redstone torch unlocks that hopper and allows the items through. In these hoppers, you will need to have this set up. So there's other ways you can do this. Is the way I usually do it. You just put a piece of gold on all the ones on the right, and then as many gold pieces as you want here. It'll just sort out. It'll always be 18. Next one is the gold ingots, or the gold nuggets after the gold ingots. Same there. Next one is zombie flesh. This actually goes into a completely different place. It doesn't actually get dropped into chests, which are on the other side of the bottom hoppers here. On this side, you're going to have the same system. So redstone torches, repeaters, redstone dust, comparators. Let's get back up there. Okay. Come on. Okay, there we go. Alright, so the next items that are going to be sorted out are the magma creams. Every once in a while, magma creams will get in here. It's very rare, but they'll be collected when they do. Also, sometimes it's very rare, but zombies might spawn. They might pick up a magma cream for some reason. It's just to cover your bases. It's probably not going to collect a lot of those. And then sometimes chicken jockeys will spawn, or the chicken will spawn for the chicken jockey, and the baby zombie will spawn separately. And zombies might collect those, or a chicken might wander in, or sometimes the zombie gets back onto the chicken. In any case, sometimes chickens will get in here. So you collect the feathers here, and the raw chicken can be collected here. Alternatively, you can change this into cooked chicken in case you use a flame bow to kill them. It just depends on what you use. And in that case, you would just be collecting cooked chicken in here. With the cooked chicken in here, all of the raw chicken will move on to the smelting. And in the smelting, it'll just turn it into cooked chicken automatically, which is easy enough. Actually, kind of suggest that as opposed to doing raw chicken in here. Cooked chicken. Everything else gets put into the furnace array, which I'll actually show down here. Where are my furnaces? Okay, so here's where the hoppers are going. So let's go around the back here. Again, for this corner drop, use a dropper to save on some iron. That needs to get dropped down and then into another dropper. So these hoppers go into a dropper, gets dropped down into that dropper, which then gets pushed forward that way. Also over here, items can be pulled out of here and will end up inside of this chest. And then, of course, fuel would go in this dropper or in this hopper into the side, gets dropped down into the furnace, and all the items put out here. One output chest is just fine because it's just putting out gold nuggets and cooked chicken if the raw chicken is being sent through. One chest is actually just fine for that. Again, the other hopper down here will go into the back of this chest, down into here. All of that will be connected up. Alright, so that is essentially that. You just repeat the system on the other side. The only other thing to really show is where the zombie flesh goes. So the zombie flesh for the one I just showed you kind of needs to get looped around. You have to avoid this redstone because if you put it next to it, it will get locked up. The zombie flesh won't actually be able to move. The hoppers will lock. So you actually have to loop this all the way around that system, bring it back in as close as you can to wherever your build is, and then loop it all the way around to one side, just depending on where you want to drop the flesh. Over on this side, this third one here is going to be collecting the zombie flesh, so just loop it around also over to this dropper. And that is pretty much it for that. I can make an actual step-by-step tutorial for this. Actually, I can't because my computer is way too laggy, way too slow to actually make a step-by-step tutorial. But that is pretty much everything, what it looks like. You can decorate the inside however you like, and include whatever you like in here. Personally, I would say from my experience, this is difficult to build in survival mode because you are hovering way up in the air, so making a large platform, I would say, let's see, let's get the exact one for that. So underneath the trapdoor, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, a good 9 blocks down, 9 to 10 blocks down. Just build a large platform, so the 9th or 10th ladder block down from that top trapdoor that you would come out of. Build a large platform that's about 10 by 10. Make sure it's all gas proof, and then start building your way up from there. So I'm just going to cycle